The Detroit Lions are in the NFC Championship for the first time in my lifetime, and this is a huge moment for Detroit. But it feels like they've already got the monkey off their back. Like they have completed. They are past where they ever thought they were going to be. Probably in the last 25 years. Like no one expected the Lions to make the NFC Championship. But I'm telling you, Alex. And I know the Niners are like 7-point favorites here, and maybe all the money's probably going to be coming in on the Lions after the way the Niners performed against the Packers. It's hard for me not to think the Lions have a good shot here to win this game and make it to the Super Bowl.
I don't think you're alone. I think a lot of people believe that, and I think that you would be a fool not to if you're basing it on what we saw in the divisional round. The Lions looked great, and frankly, the 49ers looked like absolute garbage. But the 49ers haven't looked, phenomenal the last quarter of the season, where it does feel like the Lions are kind of playing their best ball right now. And that matters in the NFL. We've been talking about Bill Belichick this entire show. And one thing that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's Patriots did so well is it didn't really matter in September and October. As long as you just kept getting better and you were playing your best ball in December and January, nothing else mattered. Time and time again, people would look at the Patriots and be like, ooh, this is the end of the dynasty. And December, they go on and win the Super Bowl. So I do think that matters. I really do. But I think that if the 49ers play up to their potential, it's a big if. It's a big if. They could really make this game ugly. But then again, that's a big if. Like they have not played well recently. They're susceptible in the secondary. Their secondary isn't nearly as good as it has been in past years. The front seven is still very good. Stopping the Lions' rushing attack is obviously, the highest of the highest priority. That's going to be something to watch for. I do think Aaron Glenn he's got his plate full for this 49ers offense. I can't believe Joe Barry and the Packers defense, basically stopped the 49ers offense for 3.5 quarters, for pretty much the whole game, except for the final drive. So I don't really know how to see this one.
I mean, I think
Joe Barry just got fired. That's just to show you how bad that defense was.
Yeah, but I do think the rain played a big factor in that game.
It did.
That's kind of my belief, and that's kind of why I'm still leaning Niners here. I also think that Detroit has a ton of issues in their secondary. I mean, I think guys could be running around wide open, and
their defense is not good. Let's just call a spade a spade.
I also think that familiarity between LaFleur and Shanahan makes for a little bit of a potential closer game. I mean, LaFleur knows exactly what Shanahan's going to do, the input he can give to that defense and stuff like that, combined with the rain, could have played a factor. I'm just trying to think of the factors, right? Because Vegas is telling us, Vegas is begging you to take the Lions. I mean, they sit there and made this game 7 points. They are begging you. They're like, please take the Lions in this game.
I'm leaning 49ers. I've already got my bet in. I'm on the Niners. I got the 7 points. If it goes down to 6.5, I'm going to bet it again. I just think that, everything I've seen this whole season, and I do try and follow trends as well, but this whole season is just telling me that this Lions team, is good. But again, this 49ers team is great. They can win a Super Bowl. I don't think the Lions can win a Super Bowl. And like you said, when the line came out, I was a little surprised. It was seven points. And that was just, like you said, the odds makers, they're begging you to take the Lions, especially after that divisional round. So ugly.
Yeah. And you got to think, I mean, you talk about experience. I know Jared Goff has experience, obviously being here, being to a Super Bowl.
Probably played in more games.
The 49ers. So I mean, this is a team that's in the NFC Championship every single year for 4 or 5 years. It feels like they've been to at least one Super Bowl, two just with Jimmy G. They went to two.
Lost two, I believe.
Anyways, regardless, they're here every single year. I am interested though. Brock Purdy is the one guy. I know a lot of people are split on him. I am on the side of I don't know if he's got it in him to win a Super Bowl, and I'm just being serious. Serious. I mean,
I've never swayed on my opinion of Brock Purdy. It's everybody else. Everybody else is an idiot, and I'm not. He is a good quarterback. but he's not great. Like everybody talking about him, and I'm not saying you, but there are talking heads, national media pundits who were dubbing this guy, great, the next Brady. He's up there with Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. No, he's not even close. But the fact of the matter is he can operate Kyle Shanahan's system efficiently. Both things can be true. He's not good. He's not bad, but he's not great. Yeah. He's very good.
No, I mean, that's kind of where I sit. And he did show us against the Packers. I mean, you can't take away. I mean, he was asked, we talk about it all the time. At some point in the season, even the great teams are going to need a drive at whether it's in the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship, the divisional round. They're going to need you to come down and make a drive. The conditions were terrible. They've been out of sorts all game. He comes down and he delivers in the biggest moment of the 49ers season. So listen, you can't take anything away there. I am interested to see. I would love to see the Lions make this game. I would say I am definitely going to say I am leaning 49ers here. I think that secondary of the Lions is going to be picked apart by Brock Purdy, just by wide open receivers for the most part. I think they're going to get picked apart. Coming up after the break, we're going to get into the bigger matchup, I would say, of the two, the AFC Championship.